Hey guys and girls, it's Russ from russharppti.com. I got a message from my friend Katie this week who said, Russ, I've been doing your workouts for about 5-6 weeks now. Really happy with my results. I've started getting a lot leaner, but Katie wants to ask about diet. She says, I want to ask you a few questions about how to eat to lose fat. I've always struggled with diet in the past. Well, today, Katie, I'm doing you a video response instead of a blog post because I think what you said in your message, a lot of what you said emanates the problems of a lot of people. So by doing a video, hopefully we can help more than just one person. And if this is perhaps you and you've stumbled across this on YouTube or doing the same thing, then I hope we can help you too as well today, all right? I'm going to give you a simple system today, which will give you like a starting point on a diet, if you want, to lose fat specifically, all right? Not just weight loss, but fat loss. This is what you want, right? She's asking about low carb diets and stuff. Katie says, the past 5 weeks for us, started getting results in the gym. I've always struggled with diet, but here's the thing, here's the problem. Now I'm starting to get results, and my gym is part of my lifestyle now. It's actually fun. It's challenging. I'm not going to give it up now because I know it works and I can see it working already. But I haven't even changed what I eat yet. So surely if I start eating healthier as well, then results will get even better, Russ, right? Yeah, they will, Katie. Obviously they will. But she goes on and she says, here's the reason why I've struggled with diets in the past though, and here's the reason why I haven't changed what I eat yet. And this, for me, I want to repeat this sentence for you before we start the video, okay? This one beautiful sentence summed up the fitness industry and why most people cannot lose weight. She says, Russ, the problem is with diets for me, I speak to fitness expert number one, who says, oh, you shouldn't eat, I shouldn't eat this particular food. And it just so happens to be the same particular food that fitness expert over here said, I should eat fucking loads of. And then you've got fitness guy over here and bodybuilder over here and athlete over here and coach over here, and they all give you so much contradicting advice that you end up thinking the only way you can lose weight is to live on fucking lettuce and salad and rice. And if you even think about picking up a damn chocolate bar, you're going to explode in fat. I just wanted to say that because a lot of people cannot lose weight for that exact reason. I just love the way you phrased it. Today I'm going to give you a system which helps get past all that bullshit, okay? I know you've been waiting for my premium training, where we're going to go a bit more in depth with diets, and it's not quite ready yet, guys. I've got 2 kids, I work all the time in the gym, so I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the workout plans and stuff, which I will do, okay? I will release the premium training on the website, but it's not quite ready, so bear with me on that front. But I just wanted to give you something that you can get started with right now, which is why I've just turned the camera on after a long day at work here, and we're going to do this in a 15-minute video, so you can get started literally tomorrow morning, all right? We're going to look at 4 things. I'm going to fill them down the side here. This is the same routine that most of my clients use that are going for fat loss. It's become a big favorite in the gym because it promotes freedom. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. I'm going to tell you what to look for and how to set up your own diet so you don't need to buy those bullshit diet plans where they say, one size fits all. It's a cookie cutter diet. They give the same one to everyone. Let me tell you, anyone that's trying to tell you a cookie cutter diet where they tell 2 people completely different weights to eat the same thing, it's bullshit. They're trying to sell you some bullshit that you do not need. I was going to try and rephrase that, but fuck it. They're trying to sell you something you do not need. You could have one guy lose a lot of weight, another guy not lose any weight. The trick is learning how to manipulate what you eat for your body. Everyone's different. That's why two different people, the guy in your office might get much better results than you on a certain diet plan, or the other way around. It's just nonsense. So what I'm going to teach you today will actually help you get past all that and never need to buy one of those things again, all right? We're going to do 4 things. Number 1, water. You're probably thinking that's not actually food, but the number 1 mistake people make on low carb diets, which are for fat loss, they don't increase their water intake, which is why after a couple of weeks, they look ill and they feel even more ill than they look, and they can't stick to it. So increase your water. Now, the recommended government guidelines are about 2 litres of water per day for someone who doesn't exercise intensely. Let me tell you that most people using the gym don't even drink that. They should actually drink more. Most of my clients aim for about 4 litres per day, okay? Start doing that right away if you want to get results. Start doing that straight away from today, okay? Tea, coffee, juice, that shit does not count, okay? Pure cold water, all right? It'll also increase your metabolism, burn more fat, okay? As well as making you really a lot healthier. You'll feel like you've got a spring in your step. Just drink more water, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. It's been a long day. The next 3 things we're going to look at, Katie, we got protein, fats, and carbs. I'm not actually going to look at calories because I hate calorie counting diets. Have you ever had one of those where you're looking at the back of everything like, oh my god, 200 calories, and oh my god, 500 calories, and it's going to go straight to my thighs? Women live like that. How the fuck do women live like that? That would do my head in. You'll find, right, if you can learn about your protein, your fats, and your carbs, it will do 2 things. Number one, get those three things right, your calories will fall into the right area anyway, all right? Number two, which is more important, learning these three things will mean that you can actually learn to look for what's in your food. Calories are not equal. You could have 2,000 calories of junk, 2,000 calories of healthy stuff. Technically, it's the same. You both know if you go technically, you're about to lie, right? Technically, it's the same amount of calories, but I gotta tell you, the guy with the healthy food is gonna look better than the guy with the junk food, even though it's both 2,000 calories. So learning about protein, carbs, and fats will teach you what to look for and what you're eating. If you can get these three things right, then you'll find that you actually learn more about your nutrition. You learn what you can eat, and you can actually eat more food than you think you can, and you can lose weight, okay? So, number one, let's start with protein. It's always a mistake people make with protein. People that do low-carb diets forget to increase their protein intake. I tend to go for about 1.5 grams of protein for every pound of body weight. So, for me, 180 pounds at the moment, I would aim for about 270 grams of protein on an average day. It's just a ballpark figure. Don't try and hit it exact. That's the exact same thing I hate with diets. Just use it as a figure to aim towards. Okay, if it's a bit over or under, fine. 270 grams would work for me at my weight. Okay, so you'll find that if you're doing a low-carb diet, a lot of people forget to increase their protein, same as their water. And there was a recent study done where they showed that protein's actually the key ingredient in a low-carb diet. Guys that followed a low-carb diet without boosting their protein didn't actually get any fat loss. It was the guys that increased the protein as well as lowering the carbs, they got the results. All right, so that's what we're going to do. 1.5 grams of protein per pound of your body weight, okay? Number two, we're going to look at fats, okay? We'll leave carbs till last. Number two, so fats. We tend to go with 0.5 grams of fats per pound of body weight. So for me, at 180 pounds, that'd be about 90 grams of fats. It's probably higher than a lot of people, again, because a lot of people overlook the importance of the daily fat intake. They're in that 80s mentality of the 1980s thing of eat fat and you'll get fat. It's just bullshit. There's so much research out there which says you actually need fat. So I'd aim for about 90 grams of fat per day on my body weight. Number three, carbs. Now carbs are the nutrient which you can play with. You'll find that some people have a really high tolerance. Some people, you hear people say, "Oh, I just look at a carb and I gain weight." There's some facts behind that. I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration, but there is some facts behind that. You'll find that some people will not be able to eat very many carbs and they'll gain weight. But the trick is learning about it, okay? Learning how many you can handle. And the way to do that on a fat loss diet, never follow a zero carb diet, okay? Because they're the type of girls or guys that a few weeks later, if you ever tried one of these, you'll know this symptom. A few weeks later on a zero carb diet, you feel ill as hell, you've got no energy, you're doing loads of cardio, you're eating no carbs, you feel like you're starving yourself, and you can't actually lose any fucking weight. What's that about? That's because your body needs carbs. And it always leads to weight gain as well, because when you go back to eating carbs, which they do out of frustration because they can't lose any more weight, they end up piling weight on straight away because their body's like, what's this sudden influx? So never follow a zero carb diet, but how low can you go? Well, about 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. Okay, same as we've just listed for fat. So for me, 180 pound guy, that would be about 90 grams of carbs, would be as low as I would ever go with carbs. Structure that to your own body weight, obviously, but play with that, okay? Because you might find that you're losing too much weight, or you can really structure that with regards to your own experience, because carbs are the nutrient which will determine whether you gain weight or lose weight. Keep your protein high, keep your fat high, set them, okay? Leave them. Just that's why I did them first. Your water, your protein, your fat are set. Carbs are the one you can mess around with and increase it a little bit if you want, or decrease it a little bit. But what I would also suggest is that if you're eating quite a lot of carbs at the minute, suddenly dropping it down to 0.5 grams per pound of your body weight might be a bit of a jump, and it would promote shock. The body does not like shock. You might lose a bit of weight straight away, but then it would stall. It'd be like, well, what are you doing? You're starving me. So instead of doing that, if you're eating quite a lot of carbs right now, start going down to about 1 gram per pound of body weight, which for me, what I would normally do in this situation, I'd spend about 2 weeks on 1 gram per pound of body weight, which would be about 180 grams of carbs per day. after a couple of weeks, once I'd adapted to that, depending on results, I'd bring it down to 0.75 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. So it's a gradual decline in carbs. Still, my protein, my fats, and my water are still high, okay? But yeah, I bring that down to 0.75, which would give me about, for my body weight, about 130, 140 grams of carbs, okay? And then for 2 weeks after that, again, depending if it was still progressing, I'd bring it down to 0.5 grams per day, which would give me about 90 grams per day of carbs. And that's as low as I would go. But doing it that way would give you better results because it's less of a shock on the body. It doesn't think that you're suddenly starving it of nutrition. But there you go, I hope I've took away some of the bullshit. If you can hit those 3 things, plus get your water intake, you will notice results off that. I mean, like I say in the premium training on the blog, I will go a lot more in depth, but I want to give you something you can do right now. You know, one of the big problems with diets is that people overcomplicate it. If you do these 4 things, you will get results. If you're combining that with a HIIT program or a weights program, you will get results. But and you will learn a hell of a lot more about your body than any book's going to teach you. I can tell you that right now. Because the trick is to play with that carbs, play with it and get it right for you. And don't switch it until you've played with something for about a week, because you cannot tell day to day. Go for about a week and see how you feel. If it's coming off too fast, then increase it a little bit, stuff like that. Just mess around with the carb intake, okay? But the number one thing I wanted to do is give you something you can do right now, Katie, because people always delay diets. You know, you ever seen someone who, you give them a diet plan, right? I tell you this from experience. You'll give them a diet plan and it's the 16th of the month, for example, and they'll say, oh, last weekend, I already fucked up my diet because I went out, drank loads of alcohol. I'll tell you what, I'll wait till the 1st of next month. That's a sign of somebody who's never going to get results, because they'll keep doing that. They'll keep putting it off. Oh, I've got a birthday, I've got a wedding, I've got an anniversary. Oh, fuck it, January the 1st. That happens all the time. Get away from that bullshit, okay? Start it tomorrow. Write down tonight what you're going to do. Get foods written out, what you want to eat to hit roughly those targets that you've set, and then go out and buy them tomorrow and start it tomorrow, okay? That's the best thing you can do, because then once you start, you'll realize how better you'll feel in yourself, and you can continue the results. Do not delay it, okay? Yesterday you said tomorrow, right? Hopefully this video helps you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Alright guys, if you're not on our email newsletter yet, I'll put the link up there. Click that, get on the newsletter. There's over 30,000 people now following our tips around the world via the newsletter. And there's nothing stopping you from getting results too. Whether it's for fat loss tips without the jargon, or muscle building facts, or supplement advice. The guys and girls on my newsletter also get the first word about any Russ PTI training programs that I release before they're released to the public, my gym, my website, across my social media. They literally get the first word. Which leaves me with one question. What the hell are you still doing here? Alright guys, what we're going to be talking about... Shit!